the piece. Well, Christian here will take the auger or gunner's worm. He's going to send that down the barrel, searching the piece for any large debris or anything that's obstructing the barrel from us loading down a charge. Seems like it's actually relatively clear. So next what he will do is take the wet sponge. It's basically a stick with a bit of sheet wool at the end of it. He's going to stick that down into the water bucket, making it a proper wet sponge. He's going to send that down the barrel. That's going to create a vacuum as well as extinguish any embers that may still be in this piece because what we don't want to do is put a charge down here while something's still burning. You're about to hear a thunk right there. That is the vacuum collapsing. So that should be safe to load. And what we're going to use is our 5-ounce charge of black powder wrapped in historically inaccurate aluminum foil. Back in the day, they would have used what's called muslin cloth or wool flannel. That tends to burn and smolder, and we don't want to set Marquette Park on fire or anyone else down there, so we use aluminum foil. So now that he's inserted the charge, he's going to take the other end of the sponge, and it's called the rammer, and he's going to ram it all the way down, lightly seating it in the actual piece. Now the gun is loaded, and we're going to roll it forward. Like I said before, in the name it says field gun, and you can see that even though this can weighs 1,500 pounds, it's quite easy to roll forward with these big wheels, hence the name field gun. You're supposed to move this around in a field. Again, this is not a field, this is clearly a fort. So again, just go to show you the military value of Fort Mackinac this time. So now we're going to begin the priming process, and what he's going to do, Christian here, will take a tool called the gimlet. It's basically a brass spike. He's going to send that down the vent that I was covering up previously. He's trying to poke a hole in that actual charge so we can actually set off the gun, exposing that black powder. And the way we set off this gun is it's the same technology they had back in the 1880s. It's called a friction primer. It's basically a brass tube with a chemical at the top called fulminate of mercury. Fulminate of mercury is incredibly susceptible to friction, hence the name friction primer. And that will, he's going to pull that pin, it will create a spark, and it will light off the black powder within that brass tube, same amount you would find in a 22 long rifle today, sending that down the vent into the charge, setting off the gun. Next, he'll attach the lanyard. At this point in time, it's my job to remind you that, yes, this is a cannon. It will make a noise. So either put your fingers in your ears or take out your phones, depending on your priorities in life. And now that you have been thoroughly warned, there's only 2 orders left to give. Those are, ready, fire!